Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an awesome week today. Today I'm going to be installing this Rancho front diff glide plate. Now, you might have remembered this from a video a few weeks ago. I was talking about adding the front and rear differential glide plates as well as the differential reinforced covers from Dana. We got the covers on, I got the rear glide plate on, but the front glide plate doesn't fit with the Dana diff cover. Now I think it will fit, we just have to modify it a little bit to make some room for the fins on the front of the diff cover. Anyways, enough talking. I'm gonna show you exactly the problem with putting this glide plate on. On the back we have the Spicer Dana 44 Avantek nodular iron diff cover. Looks really awesome from behind the Jeep, and no problem installing the Rancho glide plate. If you're wondering just how much clearance we actually lost, the glide plate bolts up very tight to the bottom of the diff. I don't even think I could get my finger in between the lowest point of the differential on the housing and the glide plate. So the glide plate is a 1/4 inch, and there is probably a 1/16 between this and the lowest point. Now, it does drop down a little bit right here, but the differential drops down as well. So I'm gonna say less than 1/2 inch of actual clearance was lost, even though it looks like a whole lot more. And it's gonna give us this nice surface to slide over rather than having these ridges here. I'll show you what the problem is on the front. So on the front differential, as I mentioned, we have the drain plug right here on the bottom, very exposed, and it's already got some scuffing on it, probably just from that run on the Whipsaw Trail. This is why we wanna have this on here. Now, what this is gonna look like is we're gonna take 4 of these bolts off, so we don't actually have to drain anything to put this on, which is great. So that is gonna sit like that. Now, the issue we're having is these lower fins right here are interfering with this. I've already marked this out where we need to. I'm just gonna take my Dremel with a grinder bit on it and grind out just this probably 1/4 inch or less of material right here. I don't think that that will impact the strength of this because it's not welded here, it's only welded right here. We're gonna grind this out and make this fit. We just need room for these couple fins right here because that is all that is holding this back from mounting up nice and flush. So let's do that, and then we're gonna mount this on and be done with today's project. So the black parts here are what I've marked off, what I think we need to remove to give it just that extra few mils of clearance. Now I'm just gonna take my Dremel, and I've got these grinder bits on here. I bought these quite a while ago. I'll see if I can find a link on Amazon if you guys wanna check these out, if you wanna set for your Dremel, but I have used these to modify and clearance the frame on the JK when I was putting my winch in, and they pretty much rip through anything, but they don't last forever, so I need to order a few more of these. But anyways, I'm gonna use that to clearance this here, see how that goes. Definitely, if you're using this bit on your Dremel, make sure you have your safety glasses on. This thing likes to chuck little tiny pieces of metal everywhere as it shreds through the steel. So safety first, guys. Okay, we finished routing out, I guess you could say routing out, but basically we hogged out all of the metal here so that it's flush. There's still metal, there's still gonna be part of this bracket going through the lower plate that's welded on the bottom side here, but we've just flushed it up with the bottom of the glide plate. That should give us the tolerance we need to fit this now over the fins of that Spicer Dana 44 Avantek differential cover. So I'm gonna put a little bit of paint on here so that this doesn't rust, and then we are gonna pull 4 bolts off of the differential cover without losing the fluid and bolt this on. This looks like just checking it for clearance underneath here, but it looks like we have the clearance for these fins now. So I'm going to take off these 4 bolts, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I just ordered these new ratchets off of Amazon from Tech10. Really good price, and I really like the ratchet on them. Has very small movements, very tight, and it's got this swivel head. So if you're looking for some new ratchets, I ordered these in 1/4, 3/8, and half as a set, and I really like them. So Rancho includes new longer bolts to go into your diff cover. Now with the Dana 44 Avantek cover, I have these nice new bolts that look really good with this cover, with a slightly smaller head, but they are shorter. So I am going to use the longer bolts that come with the Rancho kit and their washers, and we're going to mount this up and not use the fancy black ones with built-in washers that came from Spicer and Dana. Now I'm just going to snug these up. They do need to be torqued to 25 foot-pounds, so I'm just gonna wrench these in a little bit till they snug up, and then we'll grab the torque wrench and tighten them to their proper specifications. Over the back, we have this U-bolt that goes over the pinion side of the axle, which we're just going to thread over top and into the holes. And this just keeps this from flopping down. If you have any impacts, it's going to brace itself against the actual axle itself. But this is going to just keep it in place. All right, there was no way I could get this washer on and start both of these nuts on this U-bolt. I was able to get it started without the washer on one side, but I was half a thread away from being able to get both washers on. I don't know if it's maybe because the diff cover is thicker, it's pushing the glide plate out a little bit, but there's no interference anywhere along here. And this is completely butted up. If you look in there, it's completely butted up against the bottom of the differential. So I'm not really sure how I would actually make this work other than trying to reshape this U-bolt or taking this off. And it's almost like these tabs are bent half a degree too much. And literally it's making it so it's one thread away from being able to thread these nuts on. So I hit it with a hammer. I just couldn't get them bent. It's quite heavy gauge steel. So I'm gonna leave one of these washers off. I don't think it's the end of the world. We'll finish up by torquing these nuts on the U-bolt to 15 pound-feet with our torque wrench. And we will finish up with torquing these on the differential cover to 25 foot-pounds. We now have quite a bit more protection around the drain plug. We can still drain the gear oil from the differential, but we've got a 1/4 inch plate of steel now on the bottom of the diff. As well, we have this slope with the plate when we approach an obstacle, and maybe we'll slide over, but we have the reinforced diff cover already on there, but this will remove any of the ridges along the bottom of the differential that you might get hung up on, and well, as they're called, glide plates, glide right over. Let me know what you think about the glide plates, or if you're already using them on your JL or JK. Leave me some comments down below with your feedback and experience in how you found them, or maybe you've removed them, or maybe they've saved you or gotten you over some other obstacles. That pretty much wraps up this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, smash the subscribe button if you want to see more. I'll see you guys soon in the next upload.